Today we are going to do sort of a special technique. This was requested by somebody, and it is how I can combine the secret Cricut hack for printing full page stickers without using the print then cut feature and doing it using my UV printer. I'm going to kind of show you this process that I have figured out how to streamline so that everything will be aligned, and it's going to be fairly easy to move from one machine to the other. To do this, you're going to need a couple things. You are going to obviously need a Cricut mat. My last green small one bit the dust, so I'm using the pink one, but I would recommend the green or the blue if you've got it. Lighter grip. You're going to need a piece of paper. This is just standard scrapbook paper, and then whatever sticker paper you're going to be using. I am going to be using some vinyl sticker paper. I'm going to be doing it in white. And then I'm also actually going to show you how to set this up using clear sticker paper as well. It'll work the same way. It'll just be a little different over in Eufymake because we're going to make it so that the stickers will print on the clear vinyl and it will have some white underneath. So let me show you guys how to do this. For starters, what we need to do is we need to get our magic jig set up in Cricut. So I am over here in Cricut, and this is the sheet, and it always comes in much bigger than it needs to be. So I will really quickly resize this to 8.5 by 11. Of course, the machine doesn't like print then cut to be as big as it is. It will often kind of throw an error and want to use much bigger paper. If I were to do print then cut, it's going to want me to do this on like an 11 by 17 inch paper. You've got all this waste. Instead, what I like to do is I like to take this and I like to flip it over to cut. But if I were to take this over here, it's going to come in and it's going to cut all of that. And you'll notice that it doesn't go exactly up to the corner of the mat. So what I need to do is kind of create this little jig of where this is. Now it automatically defaults up to the upper corner. I always kind of double check, but it defaults to this upper corner. This little 8.5 by 11 inch rectangle, which is the size of the paper that I'm working with. For my peeps who are in Europe, my apologies for the Americanism that is 8.5 by 11. Believe me, I wish there was an international standard as well, because you guys get asked this question, will this work on an A4 sheet of paper? Yes, it will. This technique works the exact same if you're using A4 type paper. The only difference is that where I'm saying putting in 8.5 by 11 inch measurements, you're going to want to put in the A4 millimeter measurements for that. This assumes you, of course, have your sticker sheet set up. And this is a document that I've gone in and I've created essentially in Photoshop. I think I might have actually originally even done these stickers in Procreate, where I created the sticker and then I created an 8.5 by 11 inch document and I dropped them all in. So this is my sticker sheet, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and hide it right now. I'm not going to worry about it. What I am going to put in is a simple rectangle that I'm going to set the size of it. I'm going to unlock the proportions. I'm going to set it to 8.5 by 11. This, again, my international peeps, this is where you would put the A4 paper size. Works the same way because you're printing on A4 paper. What I'm doing is I'm telling it is I want an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper cut out of my 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper. That is effectively what I'm telling it to do. Nothing exciting. And it's going to, as you can see, it's still going to line up and default to that exact same corner. Now, I always like to sort of double check, click and drag, but Cricut has gotten pretty good that it's going to assume that you want it up in that far corner. And it's got this little border. It's about 1/4 inch border. But by doing this, we know that it's going to be cutting a hole, an 8.5 by 11 inch hole on my mat and create basically a basic little jig where I'll be able to stick my sticker sheet paper. And that's going to then allow things to line up really well later on. All right, and then I can click continue from there. Pretty sure this is just medium cardstock. It's nothing exciting. Default pressure, I should be good. And then I can just load this into my Cricut and get it cut. So I'm getting this loaded into my machine so the mat can kind of slide just a little bit. I try very hard to make sure that when I'm loading, I'm lined up on the left side. I think that will give the most accurate results. At least that's what I'm thinking. I'll double check and make sure it went all the way through, which it did, so good. And now I just pull that square off and I now have the jig that I need. So let me show you how we use this jig. So now I'm going to take the jig that I've got and I'm going to load my sticker paper. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stick this on the bed of my UV printer. I tend to just kind of line the mat up try to use the lines so at the very least it's relatively straight. And the nice thing about it is by doing this, it makes transfer back to the Cricut very easy. So I'm gonna get this loaded and I will get it pulled up as a snapshot in Eufymake, and I'll show you how to line stickers up. So I'm over here in Eufymake, and as you can see, I have it scanned, and it actually does a pretty decent job detecting the contour on this one. It lines it up really well. Like, I'm honestly pretty surprised at how accurate it gets it. That being said, I tend not to use it. So now I'm gonna pull in my sticker art that I wanna do. If I click upload, I'm gonna open up my little alien flower stickers and I'm gonna load this sheet. And it's coming in, and it should come in the exact 8.5 by 11 inches that I need. So now I'm gonna make sure that I've got it lined up with my paper. And I can tell from the looks of it that the jig ended up having just a touch of an angle to it. Can't say I'm surprised. No matter what I do, I try to put things in straight, and I never will put it in completely perfectly straight. So I'm going to adjust just ever so slightly. A lot of times it's literally tenths of a degree. And then I'm gonna make sure that it's lined up in that corner to the black edge there. Basically, I just kind of make sure it's about as aligned as perfectly as I can possibly get it. So now I've got it set, and then I'm going to go ahead and I am going to go in here and I'm going to set it to just CMYK. It's going to be a layer of CMYK. This white border that it's got, because it's white, it shouldn't really print any color at all because it's only printing CMYK. And I don't even necessarily need these squares to be printed if I don't want them to and I want to just save a little bit of ink. What I can do is if I actually click remove background, it will usually identify the little squares and I won't have any extra ink wasted on the sticker sheet. And then I'm going to make sure I've got everything set, high quality, and it's going to print flat layer of CMYK, and then I'm going to send it to print. So I've gotten them printed, as you can see, lined up. This is completely dry, no issues, and I was able to just pop the board off. I haven't moved it off of the plate. So now we're going to go over into Cricut and get things set up. So I have brought in this document. This is the exact same sticker sheet that I had sent over to my UV printer, and I've got it sized at 8.5 by 11. I'm going to take this and I'm going to set it to basic cut, and it's going to have my little cut pattern, as you can see. Now, I do one other thing just to make things a little bit cleaner. If I wanted to, I can click make, and as you can see, it's going to go over and it's going to put it in that perfect little alignment spot, just like I have here, and it'll line up perfectly in the jig. It does use my little registration marks, those squares that help create that 8.5 by 11 inch shape. And what I can do is I can actually make those contours disappear if I wanted to. If I click the item and I click down to contour up here now, I can click those off so I don't have to cut them. Problem is, if I do it that way and I go to make, it's going to eliminate them and it's going to want to shove everything up and it's going to be off alignment. So we don't want that. I'm going to go undo. I'm going to make a copy of this. So I've got two of them. I'm going to select them and I'm going to center them, and then I am going to attach them so that they are together. One of these is going to be a basic cut, and I'm going to select contour, and I am going to turn off my squares. But then this other one, I'm actually going to set to draw with the pen, and then I am going to change it, so I'm going to hide all of my contours except for it's got the first one, and then I believe it's this one down here. So that it's going to draw the top one and the bottom one. You could turn all four of them on, but honestly you just really need the one in the upper corner and the bottom corner. And that will keep everything with that 8.5 by 11 inch ratio so that it'll match on our map. See? So it will cut these shapes, but then it'll just kind of try and draw those squares rather than trying to cut them. And then as long as you don't have a pen in there, you're not going to make any marks. And everything's going to be aligned nice and neat on the jig. So I'm going to click continue. I'm going to load my material, load my settings. In my case, I am going to do my die cut stickers, which are settings that I kind of already have figured out. Like, I've played with pressure. I know what works for my vinyl, and it's going to have me loaded into the machine. It says, oh, you need to put a pen in. No, I don't. And then you need to make sure you have your fine point blade in, and then just press and load into the map, and it's going to match up. So let's see how this works. Again, getting this loaded into my map, making sure I keep the left side aligned. So we've done the whole sheet of stickers on the vinyl paper, and now I'm going to show you the same process, but this time I am going to use some clear sticker paper to kind of show you how the settings change up a little bit. And I'm going to do an extra special little feature in that I'm going to show you that how to go about making some clear vinyl stickers if you don't want an entire sheet. See, that's kind of one of the things that is sometimes overlooked when you're doing the full cut, you know, print then cut kind of element with Cricut, is that you're basically using up a whole sheet of paper. And what if you just have a, you know, like a little piece of paper, or maybe you're only needing like a couple of stickers? Do you really need to still go through that whole process of wasting paper? And with the hack that I use that creates the jig, you don't have to do that. Again, the factor is really just making sure that we get everything lined up. See, what I can do is I can actually put it on the mat and I can use this, and I know because of this corner, I'm going to have that perfect alignment. And I don't even have to stick this entire thing in my UV printer because I have the smaller bed. I can, with camera positioning, get this perfectly aligned on this piece of paper on just like my small bed, and then I can transfer it here and it will match up in Cricut. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. So I have pulled up Eufymake again, and this is my small flatbed screen, and I've already taken a screenshot of it, and it measured correctly. It came back at 0.1, so I know the paper's nice and flat, and it's stuck to my bed. And as you can see, I tried to line it up to the little dotted line to try and create a nice sharp edge. Now this is all the space that I'm working with. This is a clear sheet of paper. It's got a white back so you can see it, but it's clear. And I'm going to bring in one of my sticker sheets. I'm going to grab my Dumpster Fire Rainbow Kitty, and I want you to keep it the original size. Close real quick. Here we go. Now, yes, this is obviously going to be much bigger than I'm going to be using, but that's okay. I'm going to crop it in. So I've got this, and I'm going to drag and drop it. I'm going to drag and drop it so that my little square there lines up to that upper corner. I'm going to get it as close as possible. That seems pretty good. And it's enough room for one of my little dumpster fire guys. And then I'm going to, from there, just go in and I'm going to crop out what I don't need. So I don't really need anything here. Drag down, crop up all the way to here. So that's my crop. And then I can also go in with the eraser, and I'll use a slightly bigger brush, and I will erase out all of this extra that I don't need. And if I wanted to, I could also erase the square, because I really was just kind of using that for alignment, or I could keep it. So I've got my little sticker in place, and this is going to match up to my paper. And then what I need to do is then adjust my settings. Now for this, since this is going to be on clear and I want it to have a little bit of strength to it, if you will, just to make it a little bit sturdier, I'm going to do a white CMYK gloss varnish. So this one has 3 layers of white, 1 layer of CMYK, 1 layer of gloss. You should really only need 1 layer of CMYK and 1 layer of gloss. And then it's just a matter of adjusting the white, how much you need. I've played around with my white a little bit, and I found that I get pretty good results if I'm trying to cover and make something permanent, usually like with 4 or 5. A lot of times it'll default, if you were to pick like white CMYK, it will try and base it on the material. In this case, it's an unknown material. If I were to change it and say maybe like a plastic, because it is technically a vinyl, and then I go in here, it's going to suggest 5 layers of white, layer of CMYK, layer of varnish. And that honestly is probably what I would recommend for doing this, because this is a type of plastic. It's a PVC. So I'm going to leave it that. It's a flat texture. And then from there, I'm just going to send this to print and get it printed. Ooh, I think we're done. Ooh. Take a look at this, guys. Beautiful. So now we're going to set this up in Cricut so that it only cuts the one that I need for it. So I've got a blank canvas here in Cricut, and I am going to bring in those stickers that I did, and I uploaded it recently, so I'm going to pull that same sheet. So the size always is going to come in huge. Now we remember that that document was 8.5 by 11. I'm going to, again, I'm not doing print then cut. I just want a basic cut. Now with this one, you might notice that you kind of get sort of these weird little offsets because this one is a little more specialized, and it's got the "this is fine" and all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create an effect. I'm going to actually offset. And I'm going to offset out, and I'm only going to offset out 1.25 inches. I don't need to go too far. Let's make sure that that works. That gets me what I need, which is really this border here. And that's what I want. So it's going to create this offset here, and I will zoom in to make this easier to see for you guys. So it's created an offset that I need for the sticker. And then of course it's also going to create this offset as a result on this square, which I don't want. I'm not going to want that. That's going to mess up with things, but that's okay. We're going to fix things. So first thing is with that, I can grab these together and I can attach them so that they're all one big group. But then I can go in and change and turn off what I don't need. For the offset, for instance, like I said, I don't need any of them except for this one here. I don't even need that one. And then for all of these contours, which is the original one, I don't need all of them except for that one up there. I'm gonna click apply. I am gonna set that to a pin. So that should be everything I need to do at this point. And if I go to make, it's going to line everything up into that upper left corner, just like it's supposed to on the mat. For instance, if I were to go in and to zoom in, so I look really closely at it, like looking at this and looking at the mat, I can also even kind of look at my mat in person and make sure that that works. For instance, I see that my little square guy, the drawing itself, lines up and it kind of starts around here. It lines up with the little line here, and that would make sense that the offset is going past halfway. So this should match up just correctly. Sometimes it always helps just to make sure in case Cricut does anything weird with the offsets, but this looks correct. So I'm going to click continue, and I am going to have it die cut, which again, I have my settings set to what works for my blade and my material after testing. And now let's get this loaded in the mat and see how it works. I go entirely through the backing on the one spot. It looks like my blade's getting dull, but otherwise, okay, so there you have it. There's my little sticker guy. Now it does look kind of slightly off here. However, I think that's more honestly sort of the way the contour was creating off of the design itself. It might be slightly off just a little bit. You're only going to get things so precise with this technique. It gets you pretty close, but I think part of it is just how you load the mat in there, how the Cricut kind of measures things. If you're wanting things to be super precise, you could use this technique with my print and cut template, doing again sort of just the same UV printing style, but putting it in that template where it's got the guides. That helps create a little bit better accuracy, but this still gives pretty good results. And with this one, because it's a clear sticker, the extra border isn't really going to be all that noticeable anyway. But as you can see, that creates the little sticker, and it is completely opaque. You can't see anything really behind it. So that's how you can use the UV printer to create stickers, and you can kind of control things. For instance, like this has a layer of gloss on it, but if I wanted to, I could even do like flat raised texture, and I could give it a little bit of texture if I wanted maybe the black lines, for instance, to be up a little bit. That'll kind of give you a more premium sticker feel, I think is the buzzword that I've heard used before. But this is giving pretty good results, and I'm gonna even pop him on my little mug here. Yay. I don't have the ability to make the stickers, at least using the AB film, so this was sort of an alternative that I used rather than purchasing all of that. But if you were to use that same technique where you've got like the layer that you print on and then kind of run it through the laminator, you could then take that sheet using this same cut method in Cricut, be able to cut it out, and it would just kind of be a matter of figuring out what your blade settings are. That's all I have for you guys today. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Also, if you could tap the like button to tell the Eldritch algorithm that this video was a good one, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!